Scott, is there an update you can give us on Gabe Rubin?
Yeah, Gabe has a patellar tendon injury, so we're still evaluating to see how long it'll be, but he's going to be out for a while.
Scott Elmore was just out in the hall talking about his journey here and how you've been patient with him and the coaching staff's been patient with him. What's it been like just kind of watching him grow over this last year, this time he's been?
It's been hard being patient with him as a coach, but it's been necessary to be patient with him, and it's going to be a good story if he keeps on the trajectory he's on. I like to see guys fight through things and come out the other side, and he's on a good path to do that.
What kind of trajectory do you think he's on right now?
Well, when he's in there, he can make plays, and we need some more big play threats on offense. Thought him and Xavier both showed up in the game. Those would be big pieces for us. He's got a lot of football ahead of him. Both of them do, and they're going to have a lot more chances to make plays.
When you went back and watched the work that Austin and Travis did on the field together for the first time in a while, what did you see from them, and what do you like about them?
Yeah, those two guys make us better. They block the edge so well. They block the perimeter well. They can get open in pass routes. They know what they're doing. They make us better in the run game and pass game. We've really missed Travis, missed Austin in the game before, and I'm really happy with the young guys at that position and how they've stepped in and played well. But those two guys are two of our best players, and we're glad to have them.
You didn't put up a huge number running the ball, but what do you take about what you did generate against them, forward down the line?
I thought we went toe-to-toe with them up front on both sides of the ball. Still want to see some more crease runs. That's really the piece that's missing is a few more that, one little block a little bit better, hitting a hole a little bit better, and generating some of the explosive plays in the run game. We start doing that, we're going to be pretty dangerous.
You ever had 4 tight ends on the field as an offensive coordinator and head coach?
No, I think that was a first for me, Sam.
Have you embraced using tight ends in a way that you hadn't prior to coming to Nebraska? Is the Big Ten an effect on it?
Yeah, I think part of it is the league we play in, part of it's the personnel that we have. We got some good players at that position, and you want to get your best guys on the field.
How close, Scott, would you say the offensive line is to playing like you wanted to play?
I think they're getting closer every week. That's still a work in progress. We're still young there, but they have been getting better, and they're going to have another chance this week. If they take another step forward like they did last week, I expect even a better game. And we got a big time opponent, a good team that we're going up against, so we need those guys to come off the ball and create some movement for us up front.
Jurgen said after the game that he doesn't want to change his approach in terms of playing aggressively and what have you, even with the penalties. Do you say something to him, or how do you look at that situation?
Yeah, I talked to Cam. We just got to be a little bit smarter. If we're going to get penalties, I'd rather have them be aggressive penalties. I'd rather tell a guy whoa than giddy up. So we'll calm him down a little bit, but that's the attitude that we're looking for.
You've been trying some different options at left guard. How do you feel about where you're at there in particular, and is Bando in the equation?
Yeah, Bando's getting healthier. I think he's close. It's going to be competitive, just like the running back room is right now. At times Trent's done a great job. At times Piper's done a great job. Bando's done well in practice. Nuri's doing good things. We've got a lot of guys that can do it. Would love it if somebody grabbed a hold of that spot and took it. We're waiting to see if that happens, but we've got a lot of guys that are capable. We just need a little better play at that spot.
Nuri could be on either side, I assume.
Yeah, Nuri could be, yeah.
What has impressed you from what you've seen from Michigan State so far?
Well, they're well coached. They're disciplined. They've been opportunistic with penalties or turnovers, particularly in the last game. I think their running back is special. The quarterbacks had a really good start to the season, can do everything they ask him to do, and they're just solid everywhere. When you look at Michigan State, as long as I can remember, it's a black and blue physical team. So we know we're in for a fist fight when we go up Saturday night. It's going to be a fun environment.
First blush, are there similarities with Mel Tucker schematically in terms of what they did at Colorado when you got ready for them, or did they look different?
Not really. They have a defensive coordinator that's been around, is really good at what he does, and I think they've taken on a little bit more of that personality.
With Gabe, you said a period of time, so it's not necessarily season ending or
It could be. I'm waiting to get final results from the doctors. I don't want to say too much too soon.
what's at running back and without him, what do you think of what you have there and the rotation you've been using? Does it need to shorten up, or are you okay with as many guys as you've been using?
Ideally, we have one lead guy. It hasn't worked out that way. I think we have several capable guys. I was really impressed with Ramir and how he played. I thought he ran hard. He gives us a little bit of spark with his speed. Steps had some really good plays when he's been in there. Savion's done some good things. Marvin had a good practice today. Yant's losing weight and looking the part. So we're deep there. We're going to continue to let him compete and see who's going to give us the best chance to win on Saturday.
Last week when Ramir was going good in practice, what's that look like? Was he much better than guys, or how did it go with him?
Yeah, we're grading everything right now at a couple positions to make sure that the guys that deserve to play are playing. And Ramir's had not just one good week. He's been practicing well for a long time, and we gave him a shot. I thought he took advantage of the opportunity. He ran hard. He ran fast. I'm sure he'll be in the mix again this week.
I don't know if this is Austin Allen. Austin Allen told me this. I don't know if it's true or not. He said last week he felt like you were less tolerant with mistakes going into the Oklahoma game.
Maybe. We're not very tolerant of them anytime, but I'm just going to continue to harp on the guys that if we play with speed and precision, we got enough talent to be in every game that we play. This league's tough. We're going to have 8 conference games. I think 5 of the 8 are ranked right now. I don't think there's a team that we can't play with and aren't going to have a chance against, but if you don't play well, any of them can beat you. And that's kind of where we are. That's kind of where the league is. So mistakes get you beat. They've gotten us beat too often, and we need to keep being intolerant.
With that said, you said 5 of the 8 games against ranked teams. How deep is this conference right now from what you've seen through a month of football?
Yeah, I think it's deep. Like I said, I think week to week, any team could beat any team, and everybody has good players, everybody has good coaches and good schemes, and it comes down to a few plays here and there or turnovers, and that's where you can't be a team that makes mistakes, get yourself beat.
Back to the Omar point real quick. Football's always kind of been the macho, head down, keep going kind of emote to it. How has the conversation around mental health changed within the sport since you've been in it?
Yeah, you have to make sure, and we always will, that you're doing the right thing for student athletes on and off the field, and that's the most important thing. Really, as a leader, we feel like we have 2 basic duties. That's mission accomplishment and taking care of our team, and neither one of those is more important than the other. Sometimes you got to walk a fine line between coddling someone too much and knowing when somebody has a real issue. But when there's a real issue, we want to make sure and get them the help that they need.
Teddy Proska was talking about how he feels like he's on a track to perhaps not redshirt. He's played the last 3 weeks. What has he done to allow you to use him in that as a tight end? And obviously, what do you see, I guess, as his role going forward this year?
Yeah, well, hopefully we can get him out of 46. He looked kind of goofy in that number. But Teddy's got a lot of talent. I've been really impressed with how fast he's come along. He's going to be in the mix in the conversation for playing, I think, going forward. And if he keeps improving at the rate that he's improving at, it's going to be hard to keep him off the field.
After the game Saturday, you guys didn't seem satisfied that they're close or anything like that. That might not surprise you, but do you like sort of the mentality that's forming? They expected to go toe-to-toe in that game.
I think our kids thought they could win the game. I think they kind of expected to win the game. And we certainly had opportunities too. There was, 4 or 5 plays that I think if we could have made, we'd have been in a different situation. Probably more than that, probably 10 or 12. But I like that. I want kids to go into the game expecting to win, and I think they did. They were disappointed after, and so we got to balance that disappointment with the enthusiasm of how much better of game they played and how much better a team we are right now. But we have to go prove that, and we get another opportunity against another ranked team on the road this week.
Why is your defensive secondary preventing big passes so well? What are they doing? You must be seeing it in practice. What are they doing really well to prevent those plays?
I think they're playing smart and with better eyes. I think we got really good speed back there. I mean, that was evidenced by Braxton even when he got a chance, he came in against one of their fastest guys and ran step for step with him. And you got to be in the right place, and you got to be disciplined, and you got to have the athletes that can run with some of those guys.
What was your take, Scott, on that pregame when the teams were jawing at each other and there were some guys trying to break it up a little bit? Where do you stand on that sort of thing?
I don't know. We're going to keep our team on our side of the 50.
Scott, how much does a game like the one against Oklahoma prepare this group for the gauntlet that lies ahead of conference play?
Yeah, I think we're going to be in a lot more games like that, and we've already been in a couple close ones. We've got to win them, but we played a really good team on the road. I can't say enough about that Oklahoma program and coaches. That's a great test for us. We're probably the best team that we've been going into the META conference play since I've been here, and I don't think there's any doubt of that. So we're going to get a lot of opportunities to win some good games and close games, and I can't wait to see that happen for these guys.
Scott, how do you manage Connor Culp this week?
Yeah, I got a lot of faith in Connor. People go through slumps. That being said, we're going to let that position be competitive like any other position, and I trust him to get it right, but we got to do what's best for the team and play the guy at any position that gives us the best chance to win.
Will you ride with William at punter this week, I assume, after how he punted?
We'll see. That's competitive too. I think both guys have done a good job. Daniel was a little nicked up early in the week last week and missed some time, and we went the other way. And I thought he punted really well when he got his chance this Saturday.
Other questions for Coach?
What needs to happen for the pass rush to get home a little bit more often?
Well, Oklahoma was good up front. Actually, I thought we did a good job containing the quarterback, which was part of the plan going into that game. They didn't have any passes that were over 20, 25 yards or whatever it was. So part of that was containing the quarterback and making sure that he didn't run around and create some plays. And that's usually what they do. But we definitely need to win on some one-on-one pass rush a little more. And it's going to be important this week.
With Jurbins, going back to him for a minute, he got out and we pulled him quite a few times and got him out moving. What kind of athlete does it take to do that? And is that just a matter of him being to the point snapping the ball where you can trust him to do that on a regular basis?
Yeah, knock on wood, we're not having the snap issues that we've had. He's an elite athlete for any position. He's definitely an elite athlete for his position, so we'll take advantage of that any way we can. And he was out on a couple screens that gave him the opportunity to get in the open field. So he's going to be really good at that and a lot of other things.
Saturday will be your first night game in quite a while, Scott. What will you guys do throughout the day to keep some sanity?
We'll push meetings back. We'll get them up in the morning and do something physical to try to get them going a little bit. And coaches don't like the night games. It's a lot of sitting around in a hotel. But the environment's going to be special. I've been up there before for a night game, and it's a pretty special environment. So I know our guys are going to be able to feed off that and have a lot of juice, and looking forward to the challenge.
Like played on grass 2 weeks in a row?
Yeah, I like grass, so I didn't think it was a factor at all Saturday. We practiced all 3 days on grass last week. We will again this week, and hopefully it's a good track and we won't have any issues.
Scott, is there an ideal number? I mean, obviously, you'd probably like to have as many healthy backs and good backs that you can, but what's the sweet spot for the number of running backs that in your offense that you'd like to have healthy, ready to go all the time?
Well, as many as we can have ready to go as possible. I mean, ideally, you play 2 or 3. I don't think one guy in this day and age can go through a whole game, but you prefer not to play 4 or 5 in a game because you got to get people some continuity in the game and get them the feel for the game too. So again, we're waiting for the guy to step out in front and be the guy, and until that time we're going to have a platoon system there.
I mean, what do you need to see for someone to what do you need the guy to do that's going to go to the 4?
I think we'll all know it when we see it.
All good.
Thanks, Scott.
Coach?